Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Friday. Finally, Friday, the end of this week. Freaky week. No. I think the better word is unusual. Remember that word. Okay, we're going to talk about unusual for a moment here. But yes, this is my post-market wrap-up this lovely Friday, October 8th, 2021. People, let's start off with the major stock market indices for this week. Higher. Now, all three major indices, as I said, finished higher. Let's put a little perspective on that real quick. What was the best performing sector this entire week? Well, it just happened to be energy. I explain to you all the time the correlation between crude oil, the energy sector, and these markets, okay? And the banks. The banks are doing phenomenal as well on the back of crude oil. It's the lifeblood of this market. Now, I don't think people are paying too much attention to this, but the S&P 500 sector, energy sector, it's epic, has put on 20% in a month. In a month. And this, in large part, has to do with surging inflation. It's not going to stop. Okay. Now, going back to unusual real quick, how many of you do what I do? Probably not too many because I am not well. I sit there and I kind of flip around through the mainstream financial commentary, and I try to pick up little things. Because, again, what are they doing? They're all getting the same script. They're all reading the same script. None of it's real. It's all scripted. Now, today, the term that was being floated out across the mainstream outlets is unusual. Unusual economic activity. This number, this jobs number from today was so hideous. What were they doing? They were distracting you from it. They were more focusing on, instead of this number, this abysmal miss with regard to, again, they were expecting over 500,000 jobs added last month. We got 196,000. I would call that a hideous miss. So what they're doing, the mainstream, is they're talking about how unusual this is. They're talking about the economic news, which has been nothing but abysmal. Round after round after round of it doesn't stop. It's unusual. No, it's not unusual at all. It's the norm. What they should be explaining to you, but they can't, because again, they're all fed a script, is our economy is shrinking very rapidly. As a percentage of GDP, it's over. It's over. And it's by design. There's no coincidence here, okay? This is a takeover by the central banks. You all know that. None more so than the Federal Reserve, who is determined to buy it all, and they don't care what the side effects may be. Surging energy prices, inflation, they don't care. Again, this is an elimination of an entire class of people. The rich doing better than they ever have before. But again, according to the mainstream, it's unusual, and their distraction is simply this. Don't look at this horrible, hideous, abysmal jobs number. Oh, no. Wages have gone up just a little bit. Not even close to keeping up with the actual rate of inflation. But you see, that's what they do. Unusual, oh, look here, don't look over there. It's all the same. It really is, and it drives me insane. It really, really does. Now, I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I want to cover with you here today. Let me start at the beginning. This lovely little book is so full of things. It's crazy. So, again, like I just covered, after this abysmal jobs number, it's all been a distraction all day. Look over here. Look over at wages. Yeah, wages are rising, like fractionally. Again, not keeping up with the rate of inflation by a long shot, and it's about to get much worse. It's already starting. Hold that thought. Now, with that said, I want to talk about the MMRI. All right, link again in the description of this video here. getting a lot of attention, a lot of people writing to me about it. Yes, people, I do see the MMRI rising. There's no reason, again, to be afraid or panic or anything. I think it's great that you're paying attention to it. It does say that risk is rising in this market. Ideally, we would like to be, deeper in the green here with regard to the MMRI. We are at the high end right now. We're very close to hitting moderate risk. The 10-year yield, 1.60, dollar slightly lower today. And that is being reflected here in the MMRI. I think it's an amazing indicator, honestly. So with that said, let us move forward. One of the pieces of news, I had to write this down, and I'm going to show you this. Look what I did. I actually had to write duh. You see that? So what they're saying here is consumer goods prices. Look how bad my handwriting is. I actually had to scribble that out. And I had to write prices. Consumer goods prices continue to rise. Duh! Duh! Yeah, like we don't know that. Now, what I want to also go on here, I want to talk about this real quick. I explained to you a while back that we were going to see, and we are seeing this already, these corporations not absorbing the rising cost of producing goods. It's not going to happen. They're passing that all on to us. Okay. Now, so we heard today from more global brands, Pepsi, Levi Strauss, and others, and this is what they're saying. Pay attention to the wording here. I want you to focus on this because it's incredible. So what they are saying is these big companies here, now they are offsetting, that's their word, offsetting inflation by raising prices. Now, how does that offset inflation for you and me? Maybe for them, they got to raise prices so the CEOs and, all the upper management, they can get their big fat, multi-million-dollar paychecks every year, tens of millions, including everything else connected to it. So they're going to offset. I love that. I love that word. It's revolting to me to hear stuff like this, but they're going to offset inflation for them by raising prices. And they're complaining materials costs are rising, freight costs are rising, and of course, you're going to eat it. You're going to eat it all. Period. The end. How do you feel about that? Not too good, I'm certain. Let us move forward here. So what this means, I've been warning you over the past couple of weeks that a second wave, larger wave of inflation is coming. Now, right here is proof positive. You got more of these multinational corporations who are offsetting inflation by passing those prices on to you. You got energy, as I said, surging. You got crude oil here. This is, we haven't seen anything yet. I'm telling you that right now. It's funny. Today I was watching, I believe it was CNBC, and they had a commentator out there talking about the surging price of crude oil. Now, according to this guy who they had on there, he doesn't expect this to last. He's expecting crude oil to reverse and subsequently drop. Why? I don't understand maybe he doesn't understand the mechanism here. This is deliberate. And this guy is going against, guys like me. I think crude is going much, much higher. The investment banks have Goldman Sachs has a $90 target. Most investment banks have a $100 target on it. And that's where we're going. But again, they float out these things. I don't know where they pulled them from. I really believe this. They go out on the street. They find some poor homeless guy. They say, hey, you want to earn a few dollars? They flash a few dollars in front of his face. They dress him up in a nice suit. They give him a shave. They give him a haircut. And they say, hey, read this. It's a mind screw of the highest possible order. It really, really is. And I wrote this down again. Look what they're saying. Unusual activity. There's unusual activity in the economy after this abysmal jobs report. Expected 500,000. They got 100 190 something, 194,000, 96,000, whatever it is. And these numbers are the ones they're letting us know, people. Pretty freaking epic, honestly. Anyway, with that said, let's summarize this real quick. I want you to understand yet again the correlation between energy and the stock market, as I said. All right, they're locked together. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, the lifeblood of the market, crude oil. Henceforth, why it's being propped up the way that it is. These banks, the investment banks, people, they are leveraged beyond their eyeballs in crude, so you can expect it to continue higher. How many times have we seen a refinery fire, a bombing? When was the last time you heard about this? When crude oil is high, like it is right now, all of a sudden, poof, like magic. No terrorist attacks on a refinery, no missiles being fired into this place or that place. It just vanishes. As soon as crude oil drops, all of a sudden, by some miracle, or curse, however you want to look at it, you get these refinery fires, pipeline interruptions, supply chain with ships being wedged in the canal. Whatever they got to do, whatever they got to do to keep the price of crude higher, they'll do things you can't even imagine. And then they're going to float out these creatures on these mainstream channels to try to tell you, oh, it's okay, it's because of this, it's because of that. Anything they got to do to keep you distracted, to keep you not looking in the right spots. Anyway, just overall, today, this market did finish slightly lower, although, like I said, the major indices finished higher for the week. We finished fractionally lower on the Dow, fractionally lower on the S&P. The NASDAQ was the biggest loser today. Again, it's this rising rate environment that's hitting tech. It's a forward price mechanism in the market that weighs on tech when you see this kind of stuff. But anyway, I personally think tech is going to turn around. And I think tech is going to turn around pretty big reasonably soon. Anyway, let's keep our eyes on that. Let's keep our eyes on everything and our ears as well. Listen for these little phrases that you're going to find common throughout the mainstream channels. Like today, it was unusual. It's unusual. It's unusual. Economy is unusual. It's always the same. And this lets us know, again, they're all getting the same information. They're all getting the same script to read. They're all actors, all of them. They're not a real guy like myself. They just sit there, they're handed a piece of paper or teleprompter, and it says that, they have to look at that teleprompter and they got to read it. No matter what it says. There's no difference between that and prostitution. I mean, honestly, it's the same thing. They're selling themselves. They've sold their souls in many ways. I will never do that. This is not happening. You will always, always, always get the truth from me. And I some people can handle it. Some people can handle it. You can see by some of the comments. They don't like my content. They don't like what I'm saying. I say, go away. I mean, you don't like what I'm saying. Why are you even here? If this doesn't, look, people are afraid of the truth. When people hear things, a lot of people, not you, when people hear things that they know to be true, all of a sudden they get angry because they're so used to being lied to. People are used to being lied to from the get-go. Tooth fairies and Santa Clauses and everything else, and the whole freaking thing. It gets even way worse than that. Transcending across so many lines. But you're getting lied to from the get-go, told untruths from the first moment you take a breath, to the last one as well. And when people hear truth, they get angry about it. They don't want to hear it. They don't know how to deal with it. It's really the truth. Not you, like I said. People, look, it's Friday. That means that I'm going to end this video. Oh, by the way, you're going to see the Crypto Kid tomorrow. He is coming back tomorrow to do a gold and silver and crypto report. I'm actually looking forward to it, so tune in tomorrow for that. Got sidetracked. Right? I want you to bring it in. Bring it in. No one's looking, okay? Maybe someone's looking. Maybe you like when people look. I don't know. Anyway, people love each other, care about each other, be charitable. That's it. You're going to see me on Sunday for my markets a look ahead, and I'm looking forward to that. I really do miss all of you. When I don't do a video on Saturday, I feel weird. I'm like, just don't feel right to me. That's it. Love you a lot. Share this video. Contemplate these things because it's very, very unusual. I'll see you.